big day because I just arrived in Atlanta, Georgia, and tonight is the first performance of Parade in Atlanta at the Fox Theater. The tour just got here today. Before I go see Parade, I'm getting picked up and we are going to take a tour of Atlanta to go see major historical markers relating to the Parade tour. So come with me as we explore the real life history of Parade, the musical, here in Atlanta, Georgia. My mom and Daryl are going to be waiting in the car for me as soon as I get to baggage claim, and our first stop is to drive to Marietta, Georgia, which is about 20 miles from Atlanta, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna just believe Jason Robert Brown's lyrics, but to be honest, in doing research for this, I found out that obviously he definitely exaggerated some stuff. Okay, we are at the first stop on the tour, and so far it's not going well. Oh, I see it. Yeah, it's right there. In the distance, above the black car. So first stop on the tour is we are finding the memorial plaque for Leo Frank that has been erected in Atlanta, Georgia. That is right next to the Waffle House across the street and the El Parache Velos. I can't speak Spanish. That was a horrible, horrible accent, but we found the plaque. This is it. So we are currently in Marietta, Georgia, which is not where Leo Frank was imprisoned. He was imprisoned about 2 hours from here, and the night that they got him and lynched him, they actually took him out of that prison and took him all the way here to Marietta because it was Mary Fagan's hometown. Though despite popular belief and the lyric of the song, she was not born here. But here we go. There is the plaque. In addition to the historical marker, that's part of the Georgia Historical Society, there's also a grave marker in honor of all of the Georgians who were lynched between 1880 and 1946, which is a very depressing amount. And they just installed these new plaques today. There's one on either side. So these were literally just installed. Wow. We just ran into a group that came and approached us to ask if we were going to go see Parade tonight because they had just reinstalled those plaques there in the ground today. So the concrete is fresh. But yeah, absolutely incredible addition. And they are going to go see Parade tomorrow. They did say that that is the second time that they've installed the plaques because they did get stolen previously, so hopefully they'll stick around for a while. But we are off to location number 2. I didn't realize how close it was, but in the distance you can see the KFC that looks like a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Famous, world famous. That's not part of the Parade tour, but it is a famous location here in Marietta, Georgia. Is it the first KFC or is it just...
It's the first one.
So the first KFC is in Georgia?
Apparently.
The first Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I don't know if it's gotta be, because there was something about it being, I think someone said it was the first one. That's why they have that big chicken thing, because that's what they used originally. You don't see it, I don't think you see it anywhere else. So I believe it's the first one.
Wow. Wow. Mary Fagan was born in Alabama and Kentucky Fried Chicken was born in Georgia. My entire life is a lie.
Wait, hold on. I'm looking it up. It says the first franchise was in Salt Lake City.
What? Surely. That's a lie.
He began selling fried chicken from his roadside restaurant in Kentucky during the Great Depression.
Oh.
So the franchise thing came about after that.
Okay.
In 1952, and the first one was in Salt Lake City, Utah. Owned by Pete Harmon.
Wow. A little bit of KFC history in the middle of the parade tour.
The more you know.
When was that?
1952.
So, 40 years after the events of Parade. Unfortunately, no relation to our tour today. Next up, we are headed to the cemetery where Mary Fagan is buried. Leo Frank, despite being lynched right here where we are, is not buried here. He's actually buried in Brooklyn, New York. Lucille, after his death, made sure that he was essentially taken home to Brooklyn. So that is where his resting place is. But Mary Fagan is here in her hometown of Marietta, Georgia. And yes, we are listening to Parade, but out of order and sometimes mixed with other musicals.
It's just a celebration of everything.
Glorious.
I mean, get you some KFC. I know where that is.
Okay, so we're in this random neighborhood. The cemetery is like right next to it, but we can't figure out how to get. And maybe it's just closed to the public.
Yeah, there's got to be a way in because people.
That's true. Yeah.
You have to see people. There's a walkway there.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Now, let's see. Looks like there's a street over there.
Centennial's men say that's...
Okay, so we found the cemetery. It's just a matter of
Where the entrance
how do you get in? We don't know.
And if you have family in there, you have to be able to get in sometimes.
Yeah.
You see a street over there.
There's got to be an entrance somewhere. And we're gonna find it. I'm not gonna climb fences today for this tour. I'm also trying to see. Oh, there she is.
You see her?
Yeah. There's her little
Oh,
flap.
right there.
Oh. We found Mary Fagan. She's just on the other side of the fence. And here we are. This is where Mary Fagan is buried. So this is her plaque in there. And then we have down there. And somebody has left a teddy bear for her. So even on her inscription on her grave, it says that there's nothing more precious among the old red hills of Georgia. And Mary Fagan is buried right next to her mother, Frances E.L. Coleman, who died in 1947, so many years afterwards. Just look at the tonal shift in the difference in plaques between Mary Fagan's next to her grave and Leo Frank's. Anyway, so we are taking a bit of a break from the tour to go grab some food, and we're gonna find some food in Marietta so that we can do something here that's not related to death and some of the darker history of this city, and see kind of some of the good stuff in Marietta.
In the square.
In the square. I feel like they have to go to the square at some point.
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah. Maybe that's
So
where
most of it.
You know what? There's an old theater, movie theater there.
There you go.
Could that
Except
have
that,
been-
no, because she didn't live in Marietta when she was murdered.
Oh, she lived in it.
She just was from there. But they had moved into East Point something.
East Point?
Oh, East Point. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we could live close to that.
Yeah. Yeah, they moved to East Point, and then she worked, of course, at the pencil factory. We just found this really cute little movie theater that is showing a really great lineup of films, including Legally Blonde and Grease. and a sing-along production of Greatest Showman on Saturday. Mom, what are you pointing at? The 75th anniversary of Sunset Boulevard. Look, not the show that I'm seeing on this trip, but a show that I haven't in fact seen on this trip. Oh my gosh, look at this. On Sunday, April 6th, they're showing Sunset Boulevard. I'm actually really sad I'm missing that. Also Princess Bride and La La Land. This is really, you know, whoever's programming this movie theater is incredible. This is the Strand Theater in Marietta. Great lineup. If I was here, I'd come back for all of those. I will be in Arizona, unfortunately. But this is a really cute little city. And we're gonna find some place to eat. Yeah. We also found a theater, the Marietta's Theater in the Square. They're showing they were showing Bodyguard the musical. There's their season. So Bodyguard, Sister Act, A Sage Christmas, Musical Review, and Partners. There's a little bit of their season. So it looks like there's 2 different theaters. The other one's also doing Ghost, Little Women, Disaster, and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. But yeah, very intrigued. Is this a world premiere? I don't know. I'll have to look it up. It's rare that I see a show. I don't know what it is. But that's a cute little theater. I'll have to come see a show here at some point.
Oh, really?
Dun, dun, dun. We'll be back, Marietta Theater in the Square. So we are at a Taqueria Tsunami, which is a Latin Asian fusion kitchen. And honestly, I am so hungry I could literally eat anything on this menu. I don't know if I want a quesadilla, which looks really good, or a taco plate. Decisions. Even the like s'mores egg rolls, like this menu is wild. I want all of it. Did end up going with a 3 taco plate, and I think I made the right decision. So I have the Baja, which is a fish taco, the I think it's called the Aloha taco, but that's like a chicken with a pineapple salsa, and then the barbecue pork, maybe? Oh, short rib. Barbecue short rib, I think, is the other one. I already forgot what I ordered because there were so many options that I wanted to try. And then we have the tots with cheese. Very excited for this. This looks so good. Food has been acquired. I feel so much better. And now we are headed to our next location, which is not in Marietta. So we got to go for a little road trip. Not part of the parade tour, but we are currently in Cobb County. And there's a Cobb County plaque here in the square of Marietta. Not to be confused with the Cobb County in Shucked, which is only 1B and named after corn. But there we go. That is, this is one of the closest that you will get to the fictional town in Shucked. The only actual town that they name in Shucked is Tampa, so, you know, not quite the same. We are back to the Strand where we parked. Such a cute little theater. All right, so our next spot is
The History Center.
the Atlanta History Center, because there is a plaque there for I think that's Governor Slayton's plaque. I think that's why it's on here. Really, next time I need to know that when I create a pinned list of Google locations is to add notes next to them on why the location is on the list. Notes for next time. I don't know what's the next show that's gonna be in the historical place.
That's a good question.
I don't know. Buckhead, which is where the Atlanta History Center is. We're just now getting to the parking lot. But this is where the plaque for Governor Slayton is, as his song's coming on. Wow, how perfect. I do think the plaque is on the outside, so we don't necessarily need to park, but we can. But the houses here are like incredible. Like, it's almost like Beverly Hills, but in Atlanta. And a lot of them look older, and we're probably going to go by the Swan House, which is at the Atlanta History Center. Gorgeous house, and the perks of the Swan House is that it was not a plantation because it wasn't built until 1928. And I do wonder how much of this architecture was built later, because a lot of stuff in Atlanta was destroyed historically. And in fact, when I was looking at whether or not we could go to the courthouse where Leo Frank was tried, even the courthouse was under construction during his trial, and so I don't actually know where the case happened, because in that period they were building the new courthouse, and the new courthouse stands now. There you go, a lot of new buildings in Atlanta. All right, let's go see this guy's plaque. Okay, so we are at the History Center. We're not actually gonna go inside the History Center, but we are gonna walk around it because we parked on the other side of where we're going. So we got a little bit of a tour, but it's such a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day for a walk. And also, the History Center is kind of gorgeous. And again, more of that like newer architecture. So here it is. The Atlanta History Center. Currently on Slayton Drive, and it should be somewhere down this street, I believe. And sure enough, there it is. Here is Governor John M. Slayton's plaque on Slayton Drive. So Slayton was the governor at the time of the trial, and he ended up serving 2 terms, one in 1911, and then the other one was 1913 to 1915. 1915 is when he granted Leo Frank clemency, and because of that backlash, he did not get reelected, and it ended his political career. But he did the right thing, so, you know, props to Governor Slayton. And there you go. This is like gorgeous. It is literally, could not have asked for a better day. And then we have the Swan House, which is a famous house. It's kind of ugly on this side, but it's gorgeous on the other one. Okay, we are actually heading back to the Swan House. It's thankfully not that far, but it is a little warm. But I just looked at the tiny door map, and there is in fact a tiny door here at the History Center at the Swan House. So why I didn't check it while we were at the Swan House, who knows? But we're gonna go back and try to find it. They actually have a map of all the places. So this is what we're looking for, is that little tree. So just kidding, as gorgeous as this house is, this is the Swan Coach House, not the Swan House, which is where the tiny door is. So we are going to walk to the Swan House, which ironically is right around where we parked. So, you know, we've done a couple laps of this one back and forth, and we're gonna do it one last time. And we're gonna find this tiny door. We're gonna find it. So unfortunately the museum was at 4. It is currently 4:07. So mission failed. Too much time walking back and forth between the Swan Carriage House, which is not the right building. But that's okay. We'll save that. That door had nothing to do with Leo Frank or Mary Fagan, so not really part of this tour, just a nice little detour. Alright, we're almost to our next location, and here we have another Jason Robert Brown show, The Connector! We have made it to Olympic Park! Built in 1996? Well, for the 1996 Olympics, probably built before then.
Yes, 94.
94,
They weren't
95.
just like, oh, let's build this super fast.
You had to hurry up.
Yeah, but there you go. Now home of the aquarium and the Coca-Cola factory and the Civil Rights Museum.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great stuff in Olympic Park. We're almost there. We are 0.4 miles away from our next destination, ironically near Marietta Street. No relation to Marietta, the city. All right, we are doing a quick stop here because the traffic is super bad. So we're just gonna come up here and see if we can find, I'm pretty sure there's a little marker where the pencil factory used to be, but it is no longer here. So the National Pencil Factory was originally built here in this spot in 1908. And it ran for not very long until 1913. Mary Fagan was killed in the pencil factory. In 1915, Leo Frank was lynched. And the same year that Leo Frank died, in 1915, they basically closed the pencil factory. No idea if there was a correlation there, but they did go ahead and shut it down and sell off all of the parts. And it was right here. Could have sworn there was a marker somewhere here, but maybe I'm making that up. Yeah. Oh, and there he goes. All right, we gotta go grab our ride, but it is somewhere around here. We have a commission to honor the Atlanta Student Movement marker. A lot of history in Atlanta. And here we are back at the car. So there you go. That is a little bit of the history of this location. Even though I cannot for the life of me find an official marker, but I do know that is the official address right there. So there you go. So here we have the Fulton County Courthouse, just right over there. That is not actually where this trial took place. The Fulton County Courthouse was being built during the years of 1911 and 1914. And that is the years that Leo Frank's trial took place. So we don't actually know where the location of the trial was, because it was marked down at Fulton County Courthouse, but that specific building was in the process of being built. And so it was either at that one or at the old location or at some like interim location. So not exactly sure, but that is the Fulton County Courthouse of today, where the trial would have taken place. There you go. Just literally we're 2 blocks away from the pencil factory. There you go. That is the courthouse. And the final stop on the tour until we head to the Fox Theater. Oh my gosh, my face is so close. Until we head to the Fox Theater. Here in a bit, it is currently 5:25 and the show starts at 7:30. So it is almost showtime. Da, 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 da. We are down the street from the Fox Theater. First we're gonna grab some coffee because I am exhausted. It's been a long day. And we found this cute little Apotheos coffee. We're gonna grab something in there. Just leaving the coffee shop, that was really good. I really liked it. Apotheos coffee. I had the peach tree latte, which is peach, cinnamon, and caramel, which I was like, I don't think those go together, and I absolutely did. It was delicious. 10 out of 10. And now we're headed to the theater. It is almost 7. Let's go see Parade in Atlanta. I'm so excited.
again, we're up on the roof.
Here we are at the Fox Theater. We made it! We didn't find the one by the Swan House, but we do have this tiny door right here at the Fox. There's one right here. Okay, so here's the merch. I don't think there's any tour exclusive merch except for all of the new graphics. And there is a new pin set that has a new pin. There's also just the normal parade pin, which I do already have, but I think the one from Broadway is in silver and this one's gold, so slightly different. And unfortunately you can't get them separately, so you know. And here we go, and as you can see, first of all, this is the Fox, which is gorgeous, and you'll be able to see above as soon as we get below out of the overhang. The sky is like stunning, but there is in fact the Waffle House that we started our day at. Here is the Fox Theater. This is one of the most stunning touring houses. I absolutely love this house.
We're back to M.
But there's the sky, and then you can see the mezzanine up there, but there is like a true sky, and we have an organist somewhere. But there you go, that's the Fox Theater. And here's the view from our seat. So sitting in, this is labeled as partial view, and as you can see, there is the rigging that's kind of in the way of the far stage right side. But honestly, not that bad. I can see the full platform. Can y'all see the full platform in the center? Yeah, so the platform in the center is not blocked. It's just the stuff on the far sides that is blocked a little bit. The platform also feels taller here than it did on Broadway. But honestly, I can see the back projections way more than I could at City Center, which, love that. So we have reached intermission. Leo is in jail. Max does stay on stage the entire intermission. And does get a little break right after intermission ends because he is not in the first song.
Person voice after that. Oh my goodness. I think I can speak on behalf of my entire company here when I say that we are so overwhelmed and honored to be bringing this story here to Atlanta, home to Atlanta.
Woo!
And thank you for this beautiful, beautiful welcome. Twice a year, the theater community comes together to raise money for an organization called Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS.
Woohoo!
Broadway and helping those across the country and across the street to receive life-saving medications, health care, emergency financial services, and mental health services in all 50 states, Puerto Rico, and DC. And yes, you can clap for that. And in times of crisis right here in your very own community, including raised in 2024, $10,000 to Carl Bean Men's Health and Wellness Center, $15,000 to the Georgia Harm Reduction Coalition, and $45,000 to Open Hand right here in Atlanta. Okay, here's where you come in. As you leave the theater tonight, you will see cast members holding red buckets, willing to accept anything that you might be willing to spare. No donation is too small or too large. We'll take your spare change, some cash. We'll take some car keys if it's a nice car. Really anything I'd be willing to give. And another option, if you want to go cashless, there's a tap to pay option in the lobby as well. If you want to go super cashless, there is a fun playbill option on the cashless page. It says donate to BCEFA. You just scan your little QR code there, and you can make a donation. And if you want a little something, nope, we don't have posters tonight. Wait, it's in the lobby already. Okay, use your imaginations for this one. In the lobby, there are posters signed by the entire company up here for $60. By the bar in the lobby, so you can grab a drink on your way out with a poster. Anyway, thank you so much. This has been such a special night. We'll never forget.
We made it. We saw Parade in Atlanta, and it was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Just like absolute chills. I have chills. Yeah. It is only playing here a week, so by the time I edit this and put it up, it's probably closed in Atlanta. But if the Parade tour is coming anywhere near you, I cannot recommend it enough. Max and Talia alone are just incredible, and this whole cast is fantastic. So, oh, so good. It was so good. And getting to see it after going to all of those places.
Yeah.
Like,
that
so
made
special.
it very different.
So thank you, Kate. That was incredibly special.
a great show in a great city. And,
I know. It's fantastic movie.
and it's a beautiful night. Look at the lights there. Stunning. All right. Good night, Atlanta. Thank you for treating me well. Now I'm gonna go sleep for like 2 hours and get a flight home. I am home from seeing Parade in Atlanta, but I do wish I was in Atlanta for another day, because right before the performance of Parade, they actually talked a little bit about the Bremen Museum, which is the Jewish Heritage Museum in Atlanta, Georgia, that I did not know existed until right before this performance, when they talked a little bit about the museum in the program. And in the program as well, it gives you a coupon for 2 free tickets to go to the museum. The museum does have the largest collection of artifacts pertaining to Leo Frank's case, as well as a bunch of other pieces kind of weaving this story around Jewish heritage and how it helped shape Atlanta. So it sounds fascinating, and I have to go. Unfortunately, the coupon is good until 2026. So if you go see Parade, you can also go check out the museum in Atlanta, which I will definitely be doing next time in Atlanta, which fortunately is in a month when I'm back to go see the world premiere of Millions. And so I will take you on that journey to the museum in that vlog. So if you don't already subscribe, be sure to subscribe to Theater is Life so you can follow along on all of the fun and exciting musicals and plays that I am seeing this year, because it is so much.